What's up, guys? Coach Nate here with our boy Mikey O, Coach Mikey as we like to call him. Today we're going to go after some 5K training tips and workouts for our strength and speed. Mikey, what do you got for us today?
Nothing better, a little strength and speed. So today we'll talk about a concept called layered workouts. We'll talk about some specific strength and power training for 5K. And then last, we'll kick it off with race-specific workouts.
I'm
Something
excited.
to get you ready to go.
Let's do it. So, Mikey, tell us about these layered workouts.
Well, layered workouts is a really great concept and unoriginal from my mouth, by the way. Something that everyone has used and incorporated. I was hearing a little bit about it from some great commentary and podcasts from Tom Schwartz, aka the Tin Man. But what I see it as in a 5K, you really need to have lots of skills. You need to have strength, you need to have a stamina, you need to have speed. Layered workouts are where you are training each one of those in a single session.
There's kind of a time efficiency component to this too. I'm not having to totally separate everything. I'm able to get a little bit of both in one session. So, so what's a good example of a layered workout? A good example,
I would go from two ends. So if you have an easy run, if you have a light aerobic miles type of run, you don't have to be pure easy. You can start with a few strides, like maybe building up some quickness, some foot speed, and then you can go and do like your 20, 30 minutes easy, and then finish at a hill and go do like 6 times 30 seconds hill blast.
So you're not getting a ton of volume on that intensity that's really taking you out, but you're doing stuff to keep you sharp and to really work on that top end.
Precisely, and like we only have so much time in our lives to run, so why not build a little skill in each run that you do.
So you're saying we really don't have any excuse not to be getting some strides in every day.
Yeah.
I knew you were going to say that. What's a layered workout from the other end?
From the other end is if you're going and doing a hard workout, right? If you have a speed or a power session, be okay with doing some easy miles, like easy aerobic running. So let's say we were going and doing 6 times 400 with speed. Make sure you end it with 10, 15, up to 20 minutes, just nice, easy, light aerobic running.
Because if you just do too much speed work all the time, you can erode that aerobic base. So you want to make sure you get a little bit in there.
Yes. And it's nice because you're tired, you're fatigued, and you're just spinning blood around, you're getting your posture back after it's been a little bit crushed. So it's a really nice concept.
I love it. It's like the yin yang sort of thing.
The yin and the yang.
Next thing, we've got some power and strength.
Yeah.
I should probably know what we're going to say in the next clip, but you know. So up next, we have some power development. How do we become more powerful runners, Mikey?
Yeah, well, I think first and foremost, since you've been following the run experience and building strength, maybe before you start to train for a race, that's highly important. So you have the foundation of strength from your basics in the gym, from you like the squats or front squat, deadlift, step ups, those things. When you want to start really getting prepared for a 5K, I think we've talked a lot about running, but doing some specific power development and coordination of the body is super important, really important. So I see it as taking the weights away, but doing some complex and fast movement, like a box jump, like a broad jump, like maybe skipping in place.
There really is a speed and agility element to power exercises where strength can get a little bit more slow and grindy, which can be its purpose. But for this, like, we got to have that.
Absolutely. Like 5K, it's you want to be comfortable going fast. You want to have good foot speed. And so we can turn some of the muscular work into a little more nervous work, meaning the nerves connecting the muscles and firing rapidly. And it doesn't just happen automatically, so there's some really good exercise you can do to train that.
Yeah, what do you got for us?
I mean, my personal favorites, I love things like a broad jump. I love things like a box jump, which is a little nicer on the legs, so you're not coming down with as much
broad jump,
impact.
Really jumping horizontally, box jump, jumping vertically up onto something.
And it's like easy landing. I love skips in place, where you're doing a little single leg specific. And then when you're good at those things, good at a broad jump, good at a box jump, similar to what we've done in class before, is turn it into single leg. Single leg broad jump, single leg box jump, moving skips.
I think those single leg component of things, right? Because we get good on 2, can we do it on 1? And that just makes it that much more runner specific. So what would be a good place to start in terms of like number of sets and reps for some of these exercises?
Good question. I like to do a bunch of sets with not too many reps, right? Like so
keeping the quality high.
Keeping really high quality, and you're not beating the legs up too much then. So I like 5x5. You know, 5x5 for a broad jump is a really, really good scheme.
5 rounds, 5 broad jumps, 5 rounds, 5 box jumps, things like that.
Absolutely, absolutely. And then take a little bit of rest in between. You're getting really good quality, good depth, good quickness. You know, I think that's really important, getting reaction from the ground instead of being really sluggish and lazy. So quickness.
The quickness.
Boom.
Boom.
Leaving the ground.
Well, we're going to finally bring things in towards race-specific work. Let's do it. So, Mikey, you just recently ran a PR for yourself on the 5K, breaking 16 minutes, 15:58, and I know there was some race-specific work that you needed to do. So what do you have for race-specific workouts?
This is my favorite, absolute favorite. I think it's important to give yourself little tests in training frequently. And there's 2 really good tester sessions that I would use. One would probably be 2 weeks out. One might even be 3 or 4 weeks out.
Using with caution, not doing this too many times.
Not very often, yeah. And it's something you really do want to be ready for, just like you want to be ready for your race. So you want to go into these workouts pretty fresh and not like with a lot of fatigue. But the 2 workouts, they kind of have different trajectories even within themselves. The first one I would do is a little more strength-based, and that's just your basic 3 times a mile. 3 times 1 mile. You know, it's a 5K, that's your race right there. And
are you trying to run it at the speeds that you want to maintain in your race, plus or minus, or?
My best recommendation is the effort that you want to run in your race. And similarly as you would want to go, like if you want to start fast, be comfortable doing the first mile kind of hard and then holding on. Or if you know that you need to pace yourself a little better, building the miles, maybe get a little faster each one, AKA negative splitting. But I think if you think too much about your exact pace or your exact, speeds, it's an outcome. It's not the process. So even when I ran my absolute best, the 2 prep sessions I did were much slower than my race pace on the day, which was interesting.
And then what is the other workout?
Then the other one, the one I did 2 weeks out, which is, I stole this again from many other coaches, was just 5 times a K.
Okay.
So 5 times 1K with probably 90 seconds to 2 minutes rest in between.
And that's 2.5 laps around the track?
2.5 laps of the track. It's faster than the miles. You're able to run faster, which in turn I feel like makes you a bit sharper for racing, where the mile repeats, it's just a little more of a slog. It's a little more difficult, a little more strength. When you're only doing 2.5 laps versus 4, you can really feel that turnover, that speed. Exactly. So I would kind of do the mile 4 weeks out, the miles 4 weeks out, the Ks 2 weeks out. Feels really, really good.
So for rest and recovery on these intervals, what are we looking at?
I think for the miles, a good one is probably 2 to 3 minutes, depending on what you're used to. And then for the Ks, when you're getting closer to racing, it's not bad to tighten it up a little bit. So maybe 90 seconds to 2 minutes max. That way it's still a little more specific. You're not getting too much rest. So you know that you can handle that kind of pace 5 times in a row with no rest on race day.
That's right. So if you're getting this layered work in, you're working on that power development and output, and then you're getting these race-specific workouts 4 weeks and 2 weeks out. You're setting yourselves up to be pretty successful there.
Yeah, it's pretty sharp. That's what we want. Like, it's starting with all these skills, and then we just hone them in, bring them closer together, make sure we're doing all the other things right, rest, sleep, eat, all that. That's other videos, isn't it?
It's all the other videos. Dude, thanks, Mike.
Yeah, cheers.
Boom. All right, up next we have some power. Why All right, so up next we have a little power development / synchronization. We're just gonna keep rolling with this. We can't roll with this. So. Hey, if you want 2 weeks of free training to improve your strength, to improve your speed, make you a better runner, well, you're in the right place because we have the QuickStart program. All you need to do to get into it is to get into the description below this video, get to a link, enter your name and email. We'll be able to deliver those workouts to you. Of course, if you, what should they do if they like this video?
They should find the little thumbs up and click it. Go bang, I like it.
Comments or questions?
Yes. All are welcome.
All the above. And of course, they should subscribe to our channel too until Olzinski has his own channel.
Oh,
He's
boy.
just going to have to continue subscribing to our channel, I guess, at the Run Experience. Thanks, guys. We're going to keep filming, getting the sun, the tan.
Summer in San Francisco, phase 1.
Phase 1, guys. See you in the next video.